Hey guys, what's going on? It's the Chinist. Today is August 16th, Wednesday, new comic book day. I have my haul here of 23 with 22 different titles. So kicking it off, we have Dark Knight's Metal. So I picked up two copies. I bagged and boarded the best copy that I thought. So I'm going to be reading through this one. I've been waiting for this title to come out. You know, I've thoroughly enjoyed the other two one-shots that I've, I guess the preludes to this, so to speak. You had Forge and I forgot what the other one was, Anvil or something of that nature. So yeah, great stuff, you know. I enjoy Greg Capullo's artwork, man. He's one of my most favorite artists. I think he may be right below Jim Lee, you know, in my book, as far as detailed superhero type of genre artwork that I enjoy. So yeah, man, really enjoyed that. You know, they actually showed that number 2, Joker number 2 from another realm, I guess, another universe, in one of those other one-shots. So, you know, always interested in seeing how the Rebirth universe kind of came together, and man, I think this title is going to be some good stuff here going on. So yeah, I think this is going to go top of my stack. Okay, next up we have Astonishing Xmen number 2. That number 1 that came out, guys, I highly suggest for y'all to go pick that up. It's still on the shelf. I saw number 1. I don't think it's a reprint. I think it's still the first print out there. So this really surprised me how good it was. You know, I was going to pick up a number 1 just to have a number 1, and I was going to focus on X-Men Blue and Gold. But man, that number 1 was great. I mean, that was like, it really reminded me of like the X-Men 90s when I was reading, you know, the comics back then. I mean, the action, the dialogue, you know all the characters already. They just kind of jumped into it. Oh man, it was good stuff, guys. So yeah, try to pick up that number 1. You know, because the number 1 was so good, I actually subscribed to this title. So yeah, I'm going to be going through this one as well. I think I have all the X-Men titles right now subscribed to. I think that there may be like one X-Men Uncanny. Yeah, so yeah, almost all the X-Men subscribed to right now. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it so far. Okay, next up we have Amazing Spider-Man: Renew Your Vows. Another Spider-Man title that, man, I love. I've picked up maybe 6 different Spider-Man titles throughout the years, and man, this one really hits the essence of Peter Parker. You know, Spider-Man. I enjoy his family dynamics that he has here. I enjoy his daughter. So that last story arc, I think, finished up with the Venom symbiote kind of joining up with Mary Jane. Good stuff. I wish it was a little bit longer, but yeah, so this is kind of like a different universe. So this has like a different continuity, different timeline. You know, they're introducing brand new, introducing, you know, villains and heroes that we have known for a long time, but in a new context. So yeah, pretty cool. Check it out. Renew Your Vows. Okay, next up we have Superb by Lion Force. So yeah, Lion Force is making this little universe here. They're starting out with Noble, Excel, and I forgot the other one that came out. But enjoy this one so far. You know, this is kind of like Valiant kind of starting their own little Psyot world. You know, so this here, you have like a cataclysmic event. I think it's like some eclipse, or I forgot what happened. But, you know, gave like a, 5% of the world like this power. You know, just like mutants, you know, small percentage. And, you know, so these powers, or this team that they're kind of building, is very, very reminiscent of, like, you know, X-Men and, like, Justice League kind of, you know, mashed together. But doing a great job on character development so far. So, yeah, enjoy the world that Lion Force is building up right now. Okay, next up we have Spider-Man number 2. I picked up the cover B. Not the incentive, but the cover B. So the first one, you know, just another title that I enjoyed, you know, a lot more than what I thought I would. So I went ahead and picked up number 2. I did not subscribe to this one yet. I want to kind of get through this one, see how this one is. But really enjoy the dialogue, you know, the banter between the two different Spider-Men, Miles Morales and Peter Parker. So man, great stuff. You had some action in the number 1 that went on, and you have some. They're going against Taskmaster here in issue number 2. But yeah, great stuff. I want to see, you know, what the storyline is between the two different Miles Morales. I think there is one here on this universe, on the 616 universe, and he, of course, came from the Ultimate Universe. So I think they're going to explain why there's going to be 2 here. So yeah, interested in seeing what that storyline is. That's really why I'm picking this one up and reading through the storyline, to tell you the truth. So yeah, Spider-Man 2. Okay, next up we have secret weapons. So, as I've said before, Valiant, I love the Psyot world that they've built up. So, of course, very, very similar to the Marvel mutant side of things. This secret weapon's pretty cool concept. You have Harada, who had unlocked the abilities of these Psyots here. However, their powers were to where they weren't really able to be militarized. So Harada, got their address and kind of like, shoot them off, so to speak. So you have Livewire, one of the original employees of Harada's company. She was bad and she went good, and she's going out and she's trying to help out these people who are kind of abandoned, help them out with the powers. And I think you'll find out, someone's kind of hunting them down and things of that nature. But man, great stuff. If you're reading the Harbinger side of things, you really need to go pick this up. If you have not experienced the Harbinger world, man, go try it out, guys. Okay, next up, X-Men Blue. So this continues the Secret Empire storyline they have going on, crossover. Excuse me. So yeah, good stuff. So the last one they kind of thrown in, they're kind of the mutants are kind of in this little island, I think, trying to segregate themselves, trying to make their own little world while the rest of the world is getting locked down by Captain America. So yeah, pretty good stuff in the last one. It seemed like I was kind of lost at the very beginning of it. Ended up towards the end a little bit better. But yeah, Emma Frost is really kind of driving things. She's kind of doing the negotiations with Steve Rogers. So yeah, pretty good storyline. X-Men Blue. Okay, been waiting for this one. So we have Generations. I have not seen the old Logan in forever. I grew up with him. He was my favorite, superhero of all time. So I really started getting to know Laura, X-23 a little bit better. Started picking up some of her storylines out there. Saw her origin story and all that good stuff. So yeah, man, really anticipated this one more than any of the other generations that were coming out, that have come out or will be coming out. Man, I was really about this one. I was so excited to see this one on the shelf this week. So yeah, man, really excited to read through this one. I assume this is going to be pretty good action in here. I really recall, I guess he kind of shooed her off. He didn't really care about her when he was alive, the first go around. So yeah, waiting to see, is he going to be the same? What's going to happen? Alright, so next up we have Trinity, and I know I've said in the past this is far better than Justice League. This is what Justice League should have been. I think the past two story arcs, they actually had the full Justice League team in there. So I mean, it was just, it's reading Justice League at another level. So pretty cool. I guess they're going to be introducing, or not introducing, but teaming up with Justice League Dark members, and I'm not sure if Justice League was part of the Rebirth world or not, but I'm sorry, Justice League Dark was or not, but yeah, you had Zatanna, Constantine, and Deadman. I saw the movie, the DVD movie that came out not too long ago, so it was okay, pretty decent, pretty good action, but not really too much of a fan of the characters themselves, to tell you the truth, so I couldn't really get into it. So yeah, but Trinity's been great, the dialogue is there for me, the action's there, artwork is great. Man, this is where Justice League should have been. So yeah, Trinity. Okay, next up we have Hercules, Wrath of the Heavens. So this is one that was not on my radar. One of the owners of the LCSs that I go to started talking this one up. It's kind of like a retelling, modernized retelling of the Hercules storyline that everyone knows. So yeah, pretty cool. Always interested in modernized retellings. Just kind of like, what is the writer's take of it? What was the essence that they're going to bring into it, and yeah, what changes will they make? So yeah, Hercules. It's a pretty thick comic right there. Okay, so next up we have Hero Denied Mage. So I have not read through this one yet. The first volume 1, I guess, that came out. I think this is number 2, if I understood that correctly. So I want to go back and go pick up the trades. I picked up number 0 that came out not too long ago, I think, and number 1, just to really have a number 1. But I think I'm going to be reading the trade of this prior to reading through this one here. So guys, let me know if you have read Mage. Did you enjoy that first story arc, the first volume that came out? I understood that's when he had his powers, or got his powers, and he was younger at that point in time. So yeah, Mage. Okay, next up, Winnebago Graveyard. So this is kind of like a spooky thriller, supernatural, witches type of storyline. And that last issue, I think this is number 3. I think, yeah. That last issue, number 2, man, that was extremely thrilling. They were kind of like they were being chased down by the by the coven that's here in this town. They're kind of, just like one step ahead of them the whole time. They're kind of running around, kind of hiding in this town during the night. So, man, great stuff. If you're looking for thrillers, witchcraft type of storylines, great artwork to go along with it. Check this one out, Winnebago Graveyard. I saw number 1 and 2 still on the shelves. Okay, next up, Super Sons. Love this title, man. Great stuff. Jonathan and Damian, their banter back and forth, great stuff. And then they added the Teen Titans into this story arc here. Man, great action, great dialogue. This is where it's at. And yeah, pretty funny because Robin got turned into like this super old dude, but he's still kind of, he's real small. He still looks like Robin. Pretty funny stuff. So yeah, Super Sons, check it out. Okay, Star Wars number 34. So we get to see Lando in some action. I don't think that I've seen Lando in the Star Wars title yet. He had his own little story miniseries that came out, but I don't recall him in any of the previous issues here. But anyways, he was always just an okay, character. To me, I didn't really think too highly of him. I know he's loved by a lot of people out there, but I don't know, man. He was just an okay character to me. Just another Han old, friend that we never really truly got like any backstory with, So yeah, Star Wars. Okay, Regression. This is one I was a little bit on the fence. I think that number, this may be number 4, but that last one that came out, picked up a little bit more for me. You still don't know truly what all is going on. You don't know why he's seeing these images, and sometimes he does, sometimes he does not. And so there may be additional supernatural forces that are involved. He may have already had the ability to do certain things. So yeah, waiting to see where the storyline goes now at this point in time. Regression number 4. Okay, Kill the Minotaur number 3. Great action in this one. There's a lot of people dying. This is retelling of the Minotaur. I thought, I think I had a little bit different expectations of the storyline going into it, but this is really more the traditional Minotaur and the labyrinth that's going on here. So yeah, great. There's a lot of death, a lot of blood that's going on in here, a lot of action. So yeah, if you're looking for that, this is it. Kill the Minotaur. Okay, Justice League. This is the last story arc that Brian Hitch is going to be part of, which I'm kind of happy, really happy about that. The story arc is pretty good. That last one, I wish it was a little bit longer. Just ended a little bit too quick. But you have the sons and daughters of the current Justice League team come in from the future into their present. So, everyone is dead, in the future. There's like this, huge apocalyptic type of deal, Days of Future Past type of situation. They've come back into the past to try to prevent, whatever happened from happening. So, I love anything that is like, time jumping related or alternate universe. I love all those type of storylines. So, man, this one really, hit again on the very last story arc that Brian Hitch has. So, yeah, Justice League. Okay, Invincible Ironman. Riri is great. I really enjoy her so far. The interaction with her, Pepper Potts, pretty good. I've never been a Pepper Potts fan too much, but pretty good stuff in my opinion. I always love how Tony is, although he's not here, he's here by AI. It's pretty cool, always mentoring her and things of that nature. Their interaction is pretty good. So yeah, interested in seeing, at some point in time they're going to break off and she's going to have her own title. And I guess Tony Stark is going to pick up the role of Iron Man again. So yeah, it's coming soon. Okay, Future Quest presents Space Ghost. So I thoroughly enjoyed that first Space Ghost story arc that came out. It was just a, I think it was like a 6-issue miniseries. that the big crossover, Future Quest that came out with all the previous Hanna-Barbera characters, man, good stuff. But I was, really Space Ghost. I was, ready to get into like another story arc with this guy. So pretty cool. Same type of artwork from the very first one. I think it may be a different artist though, but same style, which I loved. So yeah, great stuff. I think here I think it's Space Ghost and the Hercules are building like this, intergalactic type of space force. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. Space Ghost. Okay, talked about Valiant. I love a lot of their titles that they have out there right now. So Divinity, pretty good stuff. This is going back, I guess, giving you a little bit of a prelude, even though the story arc is done. But yeah, Divinity number 0. I thought the last Divinity number 3 that came out, it was pretty decent. The very end, I don't know if that was... It was a confusing ending to me, in my opinion. I'm not quite sure, why it ended that way, but good storyline overall. I went back and got Divinity 1 and 2. I didn't really enjoy those too much, to tell you the truth. But yeah, Divinity number 0. Okay, last up for you guys, I have Curse Words. Great stuff, and I'll be doing a back issue pretty soon. I went out and I got Curse Words, the gold foil number 1, CGC 9.8, man. Happy about that. So I'll be showing that off in another video I'll be doing here pretty soon. So yeah, Curse Words, I've enjoyed this title, so much, man. Good stuff. I enjoy everything about this, guys. So the character development they've done so far with Wizard has been great. You have his, you see his wife, you have his child. You find out that they did have a child together, which is Margaret. And I'm not going to give away too much because it's on the cover. But in the last issue, Margaret wanted to be changed into another animal, and she showed Wizard, her father, what type of animal she wanted to be, but they didn't show it in the book. So yeah, I guess she wanted to be a platypus. So pretty cool stuff. So the color palette, something else that I enjoy. The artwork, I feel, really goes along with this type of storyline. Great stuff. A lot of action, and waiting to see. I think his wife already turned on her master as well. So anyways, yeah, Curse Words, great stuff. That's going to be it for this week's brand new haul. Guys, if you like what you see here, please like and subscribe. Talk to you later.